Hey everyone, my name is Todd Boera. I'm the co-founder and creative director here at Fonta Flora Brewery. We started back in 2013 in quaint little downtown Morganton, North Carolina, on a really small 3.5 barrel system in a flat iron brick building, hardwood floor, basement underneath. I essentially built a shower cell, and the brewing equipment was basically put inside of there. And back in those days, it was mostly myself doing all the brewing, delivering beer with the help of a few others. And since those days, a lot has changed. We have a really incredible team now that is responsible for a myriad of things that happen here at Fonta Flora that I'm lucky to be a part of. Back in 2017, we had the opportunity to purchase where our farmhouse brewery now sits in Nebo, North Carolina, under the backdrop of the Linville Gorge and right on the banks of beautiful Lake James. And that's where we create all of our beer now. We've gone from making about 500 barrels a year to 5,500 barrels a year this year. We often found ourselves joking that it would be a good idea to build a tasting room in a place where more people actually existed, and that sort of led us down a path of eventually putting our third tasting room in Charlotte, North Carolina. Many of our early bottle releases, we saw a lot of folks traveling from Charlotte. It's an amazing beer city, and it just seemed like the right place for us to make as our third home and third tasting room. We're part of a beautiful historic reuse project called Optimus Hall. It was an old textile mill, and we have our own location in the bottom part of what has been transformed into a food hall. Throughout all those changes, our mission has stayed exactly the same, which is to craft beer with a sense of place and agricultural purpose. For us, that really looks like, putting local dollars into the local economy, into local farmers' pockets. All of the grain, all the base malt that we use in our beers is from local malt houses that is grown in the Southeast and then malted in North Carolina at one of those malt houses. In addition to that, all of the fruit or other raw ingredients are all coming from local farms. And then to kind of bolster those efforts, when we acquired this property that's known as Whippoorwill Farm, we started our own agriculture program and have a robust annual garden where we grow things such as varieties of heritage corn, heritage sunflowers, really cool varieties of wheat. In addition, we have pawpaw orchard. Pawpaw is North America's largest native tropical fruit, boasting about 75 trees. So our whole goal is to really educate our consumer about specifically Appalachian significant ingredients like the pawpaw, the persimmon, and other crops that go into making our beers like truly unique to what we do. Back in the day when we started, we got a lot of notoriety for a beer style that we sort of coined that we call an Appalachian wild ale, and it was just a riff on the American wild ale or the American sour beer. And for us, that just truly meant bringing in ingredients from our Appalachian home with local grains and then showcasing local fruit, barrel-aged sour beer, to where if you came to one of our bottle releases, you would be able to get one of those long-aged sour beers, but then stay for an eclectic range of beers, such as lagers, IPAs, porters, stouts. And so to this day, those are some of the beers, those clean, fresh beers are what we're really able to brew a lot of. The farming program at Whippoorwill Farm is really for a few different reasons. Primarily, we absolutely love the idea of our guests coming here and being able to actually connect with ingredients that could be or maybe are being used in some of the beers that we are creating or have created. For a long time, breweries have been very disconnected from the idea of a farm because they've been removed from the farm so long ago and placed in big cities where you don't have that with wineries. And so our goal was to give people something to connect with when they come here and drink our beers. If they are looking at something like a pawpaw tree and seeing what a pawpaw looks like for the first time while they're drinking a pawpaw beer, even if that ingredient, even if that pawpaw didn't come from this farm quite yet, it's still a really impactful experience for our guests to have. Our production team really goes above and beyond all year long with the ingredients and the dedication that it takes to create the beers and the standards that we've set of what we expect them to be. Any beer that has citrus, for instance, from us, Lake James Lime, Lake James Rind, Doomtree, Mimosa City, these are all beers that use a significant amount of citrus. We essentially invented something that we call the Citralathe, and it is a device that allows us to quickly zest the citrus in-house, and then from there we cut them and we juice them in-house with an industrial juicer. So all the fresh zest, all the juice goes directly into the beer, which it's, once you have any of these brands, it's immediately noticeable and truly creates an impactful difference to the overall product. We have seasonal beers that are a little bit different than other breweries that just choose a beer and attach it to a season. Our seasonal beers are very much dictated by the actual growing season. At times, you'll see 3 strawberry beers hit the market for us, and the reason is because that's when strawberries are being harvested. We work with one farm for the last 6 years, and we typically bring in 3 to 4 tons of strawberries that get processed into a wide range of beers and part of our hard seltzer program. Right now in the brew house, we just got 3 tons of peaches in that our production staff is hard at work making them available to be used in beers that our customers are really excited about each season. Another thing that goes into the ingredient process that makes our beers truly unique, we don't use city water. We have 2 wells that we drilled that are 1,000 feet in total depth. So we have really pure, beautiful Appalachian well water that goes into making all the beers that you'll have from us, and just is another part of the overall story of why our beer is different and how we continue down a path of trying to make beer with a sense of place and agricultural purpose. All right, hey y'all. Nah, I hate it already. I'm done.
Cut.
That was bad. Okay. I was done at hey y'all.